Okay, finally recording again. I believe this is day 79, if I counted correctly. Um, Life's been fucking busy, and that's why my amount of recording has taken a massive hit over the last month. I'm not exactly happy about it, but I've been dealing with a lot, especially when it comes to people I care about. Also, if you're wondering why I'm like staring, it's because like I'm tossing my plushie against a wall and then catching it again. It's a weird stim I do. Anyway, um, so I've been to the cafe on Thursday, but no one really showed up, which wasn't the nicest experience. Fortunately for me, though, a friend of mine did offer that I could come to their place for snuggles, and I did. And it was fun. So that was nice. Um, Somehow, like a channel I was subscribed to got completely taken down by YouTube. Thanks AI. More uses than ever. But like they made a new channel and I resubbed to them. Uh, so yeah. Um, the I saw a new video by the Dapper Waffle where I believe at 26:52 or 28:52 there was like a joke made that Arts and Crafts, a body basis character, is working on his anger management, and so he had like this phone, and there was a thumbnail on it, which I immediately recognized. Immediately. And I also immediately understood why he was screaming "Stay in character" because it's a Backrooms reference. So I got double called out. And I'm not telling you what creator that is for the sake of my own dignity, and also because they're probably buried in my subscription somewhere. They are, yeah, they're somewhere in there. And like, I ordered a plushie from them, set to arrive in late November, early December. Maybe if that arrives, I'll show it off. Maybe, but don't count on it. Anyway, I'm just gonna name some random shit. I play Fall Guys sometimes. If you've like If you've ever seen, like, all I'll say is that I am a hot dog. I have a hot dog costume, just the normal one. I don't really want to share my name. Just know that every time you see a hot dog, you have a chance of maybe playing with me. I've won pretty often, so good luck. Um, anyway, I I'm trying to progress through one shot, but like genuinely. It's so emotional for me that like I struggle to get through it. Like I'm gonna try to describe this without spoilers. So like the sheer responsibility and the belief that the characters have in me, like like me, myself, and I in the story scares me because I am absolutely not up to that standard. Like I am sorry, I am not a goddess. Um, but yeah. I've been trying to play a bunch of different games. I'm still playing Geometry Dash. Um, I'm trying to like beat a new level, but like I died at 87 on Magma Bounds, and I was just like, oh fuck this. So now I'm trying to do My Time, which is the Omori themed one, where it's like the part of 55 is awful. Like that is genuinely awful to play. It is like partially dark. It's like super fast. The clicks just don't feel good to do. Like I enjoy 36, which is like the Oyasumi part, the first one. Um, I actually feel like the gameplay there is really fun. But the gameplay at 55, no. Like, that feels way too inconsistent, way too jittery, and I panic click very often when I get there. Um, I'm going to my dad's again tomorrow. Day after is a barbecue at uh, the same friend's place, so that's fun. That's nice. Um, so I'll probably talk about that. Um, but yeah, I don't really have that much to talk about. I could talk about the fact that I've been playing a game on Steam that came out 2 months ago, where like it only has like a 71% positive review score, which is the lowest by far in my collection, and yet I still think that is halfway decent. Even though like all you do is like click four different buttons and click in the top right at the same time. Okay, so like three buttons. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna describe it as best I can, and I want people to guess it. You won't guess it because there's only has like 200 reviews or something, but good fucking luck. So I'm just gonna describe the gameplay, but that's it. There's three buttons, and when it starts, you press one of those buttons. Then a pop-up shows up in the top right that says if you need to use button A or button B. Um, Now, it if it doesn't say to use B, use A. If it says nothing, like wait, if it says to use B, use B. If it doesn't say anything, use A. Only use C when the pop-ups are trying to keep you from clicking on the pop-ups. Then you have to also like if you have stacks of C, then you're in the clear. But sometimes you have to use button D if scenario D happens. There is also a scenario directly in the first stage, like stage 1A, literally, where a guy shows up and then says, "Hey, you're the fucking weirdo, right? How about I challenge you? How about I try to get you to a specific point, and if I don't get you to that specific point, you win. If I get you to that point, I win." Mm, mm. Okay, cool. What's the stakes? This random woman. Mm. And then you basically play a recreation of the Undertale fight system, which is like, then you just click at the perfect time. And then you go back to the pop-up button combo at the same time at the same time whilst choosing upgrades because it's also roguelite. Yes, really. So it's like very quick thinking, very quick clicking, but also roguelike strategy, but also random mini games because the people in the game are literally perverts and you're trying to get from point A to point B, but there's a bad guy somewhere between point A and point B, and you have to catch that bad guy. It's like you're doing like five things at once. So you boot up the game, and let's just start at the beginning. I can go on for this for 5 minutes, and you will listen. Um, yeah, this is the final summary I'll do of it. Um, so you boot up the game. There's a start button and there's a upgrade button. That's for the roguelike elements. Basically, every time you do a run, you get some points. You can get upgrades to get you go further. Roguelite. Um, so you press start and you get stage A, and it says how many of those pop-ups are going to show up. Basically, like the speed. Um, and then you have those three buttons, and you do everything I just said. So that's the description of game A if I'm playing a lot. There's also another one that's been on my mind a lot because it was way more not okay for YouTube than I thought. I can describe it, but I will not play it on my soul. Like no, no, not even once. So let's describe it as safely as I can, and again, you're gonna have to guess which one it is. So you boot it up, and there's voice acting. The the first thing I realized is that oh god, there's voice acting. So it's still in a demo, so it gives you a little summary instead of actually giving you cutscenes, which is the plan for the full release. Um, so cutscene time, cutscene time. There's a woman trying to do research into history. Yeah, like historical research. So, too bad for you. The history person you thought was dead is not dead. And now that history person has taken the woman who was trying to do research and decided, you're not going to do any more research. I'm just going to have my fun with you. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and you have basically no say in the matter. And so you sit through that, and the woman then says, "Okay, so you have like one chance to get out of here, but I built you a little obstacle course, so have fun." And then the game starts, and so you start in a room, and then you walk. It's not really walking because you can't walk the normal way due to the circumstances. You have to hop and leap. And squat. Like it's hopping, leaping, and squatting. That's the only way you can move. Um, so you're trying to move, and it's slow. It is so slow. Um, but like, but it's like a platformer, and you're trying to get through the platforming. Eventually, you get through the button. Just oh, button to open door, simple. So I push that button. Like I'm gonna talk about my own playthrough now. I didn't know how to squat for a long time, so I got pushed down very often. Um, Eventually, I find the button, so I press the button with my head, um, because I have no other way of pressing said button. I have to do just, and then the ground disappears. Lovely, and then I'm gonna have to tiptoe. Um, it basically gives you a rhythm game. No, seriously, the game just decides, okay, so you failed, you made a mistake and you fell below the map. You're basically in the failure zone, as I will call it. So now you're gonna have to do a little rhythm game and press A and D over and over and over and over for about 12 seconds in order to get back above it. Unfortunately, you're gonna get hurt, as in losing a life. And so you do the rhythm game, and then you're back, and then the further you get, the harder it gets, and there's like several different failure rooms where you have to go 80, 80, 80, 80, like you know. And if you fail, I think 5 times, it shows well the ultimate failure because the woman decides she's had enough fun with you and just says, "We're done here." She doesn't kill you. That doesn't happen. There's no killing. She does end you. And that's all I'm gonna say, because that's how far I've come. So yeah, have fun guessing those two games I cannot show on YouTube for different reasons. Um, yeah, I hope the slightly longer video of me just yapping about some games I was playing makes up for the wait. Um, I'll try to record more often. I've just been struggling a lot. Um, but you know, I will see y'all in the next one, and make sure to guess in the comments. I want you to guess it, okay? If any of you gets the game A or game B correctly, well done. You're as perverted as me. Anyway, see you in the next one. Good luck.